Hi guys, it's Michaela and Toby is in the other room. Today I'm making a video to talk about how I've been coping and dealing with the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. So basically, just to give you guys a brief overview, I am a college student and our school did shut down due to the virus. This was very scary for someone who has anxiety and has anxiety about change and has anxiety about things that are unknown, and so it was very scary going in, packing up my stuff and moving out, not knowing what was going to happen with schoolwork, what was going to happen with the people from school, what was going to happen with my relationships, what was going to happen with classes, like would I fail if everything was online. These were some serious things that I had to think about and process, and I'm sure many of you guys have too. Since then, I've been home. I've been quarantining, except for work. I do like respite care for the state, so I've had to go do that, but other than that, I've kind of been at home basically. This video is based off, I'm gonna stick a little snip, I'm gonna put a little snippet right here of me vlogging at 12:30 a.m. from the other night. Just going down the road, turns out there was a massive fire that multiple cities, multiple municipalities of fire trucks were coming in. Some came from like 25 minutes away, and even this was like just a couple roads down from where I was. And there's like people that are like trying to keep 6 feet apart, but like they're trying to do their job. And it's not just firefighters, it's police officers, it's hospital workers, it's like there are jobs that really do keep us going, and and we take it for granted, and I really appreciate people, I guess. To the firefighters that were out there tonight, thank you for whatever happened, taking care of it, and just for every essential worker, like, you're valued, and we couldn't get through this without you. Okay, so you guys saw that part. Basically, what had happened was there was a massive fire that multiple cities were responding to. I was just talking about how there's a lot of jobs that we take for granted, because everybody's essential. I was just more reaching out to some of the jobs we take for granted that are needed for essential functioning, such as firefighters, EMS workers, doctors, nurses, everybody on the front lines. You got the grocery store clerk who checks you out. You got the people at the gas station who check you out. You've got truck drivers who are driving and continuing to do tons of hours to get our packages where they need to go and different products where they need to go. I forgot the laundry workers and the nursing home workers and everybody else, so I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that are keeping America open right now. America's where I am. I sat and I took a while to just think about how grateful I am for those people. But I wanted to extend, because that video I basically just rambled on the same thing for like 5 minutes. I did want to extend this a little bit to talk about how else I've been dealing with this coronavirus. So basically, I've been an essential worker, and that's been good because it's not necessarily out in public. It's just going to the client's house. I've also been sewing masks for my shop, and then doing schoolwork. So my schoolwork is all online, and basically I'm at the point this semester where I kind of have a routine of what needs to be done, and I'm able to get it done. And so that's been really helpful, just being like, okay, there are days that this, and this are due. So like I've been doing homework Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and that's when things are due, and I get them done, which has been really helpful for me. Yes, of course I'm nervous to take the finals and do the papers online, especially because we're not getting as much in-class instruction as we had been, and I really struggle to sit there and read over a 50-slide presentation all at once. So that's been a struggle for me. I do kind of prefer the lectures because professors tend to add in little commentary and the funny bits, and then it redirects my attention to, oh yeah, I need to focus because we're talking about stuff. Brain fog is the best. To talk about in terms of chronic illness, I've been okay with most of my symptoms. My migraines have flared up in the last couple days. They get really intense and then they go away, and then they just kind of, they're getting to the point where they're really painful at times, and I have hesitations about taking my emergency meds all the time because I don't want to be that kind of person, but at the same time, I also need to take them when I need them. My GI issues have been disastrous. I will talk about it later when I'm more comfortable, but for right now, I'm just gonna leave it as my stomach is not doing well. In terms of my POTS, I've just been really dizzy lately, and I don't know if that's just being stuck in the house and always laying down because I have the opportunity to, or if it's the weather or whatever. Just been a little more dizzy.
What happened?
I cleaned.
What?
It was on my to-do list. I know that this time period has been really hard for some of our community in terms of having access to meds, having access to doctors, how schoolwork is kind of, for some, getting a little more inaccessible. For example, I know someone with dyslexia who is really struggling with reading his lectures, reading course material, taking the quizzes. And the huge thing right now, which is really frustrating, is a lot of people, their professors aren't answering their emails. So they send constant emails and these professors aren't answering. And while you understand that, yes, they're taking time with their family, they also have an expectation of things that are due, which can be very frustrating. Things I've been doing to try to stay sane during a pandemic. I got Animal Crossing, and I love Animal Crossing. I've been trying to work with Toby to get more in a routine of going over his basics and going over some new things. Other things I'm doing to stay sane is just spending time with my dogs and spending time with my family. We've had a lot more family time than we've had in the past, and that's just been really nice for chicken soup for the soul. It's just been some good family time for the soul, and that's really good. I spent a lot of time with my friend Gabby, and if you've never seen her channel, you should go see it right here. Here's that little box right here. But do check out the Service Dog Cloud, because that's my friend Gabby and her service dog Arlo, which is Toby's best friend. And if you are not following them, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out. But I've been spending a lot of time with my friend Gabby, and we've been working on a lot of stuff to keep me organized and keep me sane. I've also had a lot of virtual visits, which is something new during this pandemic, which has been really convenient considering I was driving to Milwaukee probably about twice a week. So that's at least 4 hours in the car. So, that's my angry face on it. We've been working really hard to help my sister to get her to graduation. Even though graduation was postponed, we still want to make sure she's on track. So that's something I've been devoting my time to doing. But other than that, it's kind of just been crazy. It's been weird not knowing your schedule every day. My anxiety doesn't like that idea. All my mental health has been completely out the window. And I know that this is not just me. No one really knows what's gonna happen next, and that's really scary. And I think everyone's anxiety, even if you don't have it, you kind of have a little bit of it now, because it's kind of natural during a pandemic to be really anxious. But for those of us who already have anxiety and many other conditions, it's very scary and very frightening, because it's more than what our brain is already trying to give us that's rational. Except this is rational because it's happening, and it doesn't seem realistic. My quick little advice for that is stay strong. We're gonna make it through it, and It might not be the same on the other side, but it'll be different. And we're just gonna have to learn how to cope with it. But if you are struggling, I'll put links in the description for resources you can reach out to, because I'm cool like that. I also really quickly want to talk about immunocompromised and at-risk individuals, because I have a lot of family and a lot of friends who are at risk, and I've got a couple people who are family friends who are completely on the other side of this thing. So I wanna just take a minute. But if you remember me pointing up here, pointing to this iCard of the Service Star Cloud, my friend Gabby and Arlo, my friend Gabby is immunocompromised. Yeah, that's fine. That's what she says. My friend Gabby is immunocompromised, and this has been very scary because when we originally were told we couldn't live in the dorms anymore, she didn't know where to go. Her home life is not the greatest, and then basically her work said that she had to shake hands with every individual despite having to stay 6 feet apart. So her doctors immediately like, no, you can't do that, and there was no accommodation they could give. So she had to take a little leave of absence, and that was really scary. She didn't have anywhere to go, and I had to like beg. I convinced her to come stay with us, and that was really that was a good time. It really helped. She helped purge our house a little bit of things we didn't really need, like clothes that we didn't really need, or just stuff that was sitting around our room. That was really helpful. And then she went out of state before everything started to lock down, go stay with her boyfriend, who's been kind of her caregiver during these times, which has been really helpful for her. But like, it's been scary for me because like she's my best friend. If she caught the coronavirus, that'd be really bad. We don't know what would happen. We don't know if she'd make it out of it, you know? And I've got family members who are immunocompromised because of their conditions, and I have family members who are also in nursing homes, and it just gets really scary when, even though they don't have it, if they could get it, it'd be really bad. I don't know if you guys have heard about the current trend going on with the coronavirus, but because our stress levels are up, because everybody's panicking about the pandemic, there's been this new trend of nightmares, that people are having nightmares around the coronavirus, which is something I've been experiencing and I've been dealing with. I'm not gonna go deep into those because they were actually really, really traumatic, and I was really depressed for a couple days because it was scary. And then it happened like twice, so I spent a good number of days just being upset and wallowing about it because it was not great. But obviously my brain's trying to process this in whatever way it can, so I just need to give it time. You've got the people that are like, oh, I'm either immunocompromised and I know what I need to do to protect myself and the people I love, or you've got the people who just don't care, or they got the coronavirus and they're like, great, whatever, I'm not at risk anymore, I don't really care. I've had a few family friends who have reached out to me like, join this group for excessive quarantine, and like, I'm not going to state political opinions because I don't, due to my disability, I really don't understand politics as much as I probably should. I don't really have political opinions, so don't ask me. Because I couldn't tell you the first thing about politics if you asked. I can tell you who has certain positions, and that's about it. My opinion is, if you want to go out there and risk your own health, that's great. But if you're not one of those people, and you really care about the people you love, and you care about their health, and you care about keeping them safe, and you care about those that you know that are immunocompromised, you're at risk, stay home. Anyways, this is not considering the people that are unemployed, the millions that are filing for unemployment, the people that have lost their jobs, the people that are struggling to keep their jobs afloat. But if you are in a position where you can stay home to protect the people you care about, then do it. Because otherwise it makes the jobs for everybody that's on the front line a bajillion times harder. And it's not fair to them for us to be like, well, we're going to go out in public and then, oh no, I got sick. If you can, stay home. If you can't and the states open back up, then go back to work. That's just kind of my opinion on it. Honestly, with school not being in session, I'm going to go to my job and that's about it. And then I'm going to stay home. But I don't work often enough where I'd be super concerned about catching it. And I don't tend to go out in public anyways because of my anxiety. So, I'm just going to stay home. And I'm just going to watch and wait.
Alert, not anxious. Alert, not anxious.
Remember to stay alert, not anxious. If you're freaking out and you're not understanding all of the coronavirus stuff from even back from the beginning, I'm gonna link Dr. Mike's videos up here. Those have been really helpful for me to try to stay calm and remember that this is gonna blow over and that not to be anxious. But that's kind of it. I just wanted to sit down and make a video. I'd really love to make a video with my friend Gabby. Just kind of with her perspective. I think that'd be a really cool idea. Let me know what you guys think if you want to hear from the perspectives of someone who's immunocompromised. I think that'd be a great video idea, but I don't do the convincing here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye!